It's a real dog. Anyway, Mama said I could bring him with this time. It's kind of nice to have a sidekick to bark at every truck that goes by. He's getting better. Anyway, last topic was kind of talking about culture and relevance of everybody's situation is different. And I think that sets up something that once you realize everybody's situation is different, it gives you a little bit of understanding for how dumb trucking companies can be, and shipping and receiving, especially shippers. I don't just mean trucking companies, I guess I really mean shippers and I work for. How incredibly smart people are up at the higher end, and how the topic I want to talk about is transformational leadership that we're going to get into. But how incredibly good they are at coaching and at getting in the other person's shoes, and yet it doesn't seem to trickle down to the level of trucking. So I'm going to give some examples. Some ways that us truckers end up getting received. Imagine we've gone and picked up freight, and we probably picked it up at some ungodly hour in the dark. Reminds me of last night. I had to go last night, and I had to go. I got assignment to take a trailer and go drop it off someplace where they need more trailers. Well, I find this location. It's 10 o'clock at night. There's trucks and trailers everywhere. The gate's open. Ain't nobody there. It's a Friday night. Everybody's having fish, right? Except for truckers, long haul truckers. And me and me and me and Tucker here, we we found some orange trailers. The back of the building. There's no lights. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's a dingy area. Yeah, this is a good place to drop it. Nobody there. Actually, sometimes I'd prefer that nobody's there. So here's the different ways we get received. We bring this freight all the way across the country in all kinds of weather. And guess what? It's how they make money, right? If nobody hauls their freight, they don't make any money. So here we are, we bring it. And we bring it into this one place. This one place now has a serial show on TV kind of about it. It has colors that are blue and yellow, if that gives you any clue. And you get there, they're not all the same. Some of them are pretty nice, but you get in line, you get out of the truck, they want a certain number. You give them the number, they say that's not the right number. You have to have the secret number that only these people who are blue and yellow can have. And then you get the secret number, and then you can bring our product in. That's impossible to find behind the building, but if you find one, you can bring it on out. So that's one place. There's another place, and I'm going to say the name of this place because I just am. A lot of you don't really know what it stands for. Some of you do, but P&G. There's places where the actual employees of the company handle the receiving of the truck drivers and of the freight, and then there's places where it's hired out to some security firm. And I'm not sure which way this one is in Chicago, but you get there, and I always, it's funny now. I wait to see it's usually a lady at this one in Romeoville. I mean, Romeo doesn't sound like a happy, loving place, and you get there, there's something you're going to do wrong. She's going to tell you what you did wrong. First of all, the first thing you did wrong is you got out of your truck. And then you didn't slide your tandems all the way back soon enough, or you don't have the right number, or you're supposed to stop at the stop sign, not 3 feet behind it, not 3 feet beyond it. Wait till the other driver moves. You should, and then you pull around. You go inside to go to the freight office after the guard shack, which a lot of places have 2 places you got to stop. And you get in there, and there's 4 or 5 drivers in there. You're looking at each other. You're like, okay, they're on lunch, right? So they're on lunch. And they're all milling around in there. but their window's shut, maybe their shades are pulled, and they're on lunch, there's a thing that was, it's like rocket science, really. It's like you stagger lunch, you have 4, 5, 6 people, and then at lunchtime, somebody goes to lunch at 11, and somebody works at 11. Somebody goes to lunch at 11:30, and somebody works at 11:30, and then 12. You know how it works. But no, drivers, we just drive through all of our meals, and then we get to these places. And and then every now and then, in one of these places, I gotta say it, it's Menards. Menards is awesome. When you get a Menards load, it's like there's no tricky numbers. You know what your number is? Your number is your trailer. And, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So the number I have to have is the trailer I'm dropping off and the trailer I'm picking up. And then my company will send me the number of the trailer I'm picking up. I tell them that number. They say, okay, go get it. Bring it here. We'll look at the seal, and then we'll say goodbye. Easy schmeezy. So it's like that at all the different Walmarts, and they're all over the country. I just picked up one today in a place called Holiday City, Ohio. Pretty cool place, huh? Party all the time, Holiday City. Hey, Tucker, what did you think of Holiday City, huh? It was a pretty cool place, wasn't it? Tucker's tired. He's all worn out today barking at the cat next door to us. Yeah. So anyway, all different kinds of places. So, what does that make you feel like? You get to this one place, like I was in Algona, Iowa. You know what they make there? Snap-on toolboxes. Very cool. Little place, middle of nowhere. You know what my number was to pick up? It was a single letter. A single letter. And all they said, I pull in the dock, the guy comes out, he says, oh, you're going to such and such a place? I said, yep. He says, that's great. We've been waiting for you. Pull out of here. And this is a big company. And I felt like I was received. Anyway, it's not about me. But you know what? Everybody has the opportunity to understand about a transforming thing called putting yourself in the other person's shoes. You can actually get a college degree in it. It's called transformational leadership. It's about moving yourself into the other person's position so that they feel understood. And when people feel understood, they work harder. So what that means about truck drivers is, instead of feeling like this place doesn't give a rip, this place makes me feel like I'm a low-level animal, and so if I run into one of their trailers or if I destroy some of their property, they deserve it. That would be the attitude maybe many truck drivers would have. And it's hard not to have a bad attitude when you're treated like an animal. On the other hand, when you're treated like a person who's been working hard and they've been waiting for you, and they say, hey, where are you from? And that's it. They just go to a little extra effort to connect with you. And you're like, wow, I got this precious cargo of theirs, and I'm going to take this precious cargo and I'm going to bring it to people who care about buying it and giving a prime price for it. Anyway, I was thinking about, there is no standardization. I was just looking through my little magic book here at the different places. Oh, this is a funny one. Some places you go in and it's a desk and a wooden chair and then a glass window and then maybe a lot of wire cage kind of stuff to separate you from the people in the office who you might harm because you're scary. And other places you just walk right in and you get to talk to a person with no barrier. Anyway, I just wish places would think a little bit more about and then there's my favorite one. You don't see the person. You drive up to a speaker, and there's a little sign on the speaker, and it tells you what to do. So if you can't read, you're sunk. And if you can't understand English very well, you're sunk, because I can't even understand what comes through the speaker. The speaker's outdoors, there's trucks running, and you're and I'm like, what? I'm like, do you want my pickup number? I got a pickup number here. So I say my pickup number, and the gate opens up, and I get to go in. You know, it's really amazing. So anyway, if you're ever thinking about that subject, transformation, um, it comes slow. It comes slow. And I'm looking forward to the day where it starts to trickle down into the transportation industry. And people put themselves in other people's shoes. Um, you know, it has to be, usually something like this has to be started by the person who is um, the one who would be more of in a position of honor, like a boss, a person who is in management, a person who is running something, that they're the one that puts themselves in their workers or their subordinates, for lack of a better word, shoes, and helps those people feel like they're humans and like they're valuable people. But I like doing it from the reverse side. I like doing it where I come in and I thank people. Um, I tell them that they're making my day because uh, they were unloading me so quickly, or wow, you expected me? Oh, does that make me feel great? I just came all the way across the country with this load. I'm so glad that you planned on seeing me. And anyway, um, that's a little bit about how you can move a position that often gets uh, uh, maneuvered or categorized or pigeonholed into a truck driver's down here, the dock workers up here, management's up here, corporate's up here. And what you do is you behave in a way that you show that you're confident, you are prepared with the information that's needed, and you move in rather than with yourself in mind, you move in with the other person in mind. So you go in noticing right away to see if, wow, you guys seem really busy today, or wow, have you had a lot of drivers in today, or I was in a place today, it was a Menards, and I know a truck just pulled out, and there was a bunch of guys in there unloading. They unloaded this truck all by hand, and then they had me come, and I said, wow, you guys must be exhausted. You ready for another truck? And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna work through lunch. And so it was cool. Anyway, I love I love seeing how you can change situations. I'll leave you with this thought. Um, precious gems, precious metals. There's a show on History Channel, I think it is, where people are out digging for precious gems in I think it's the Colorado Rockies, and it looks like a huge pile of junk rock, but they're digging and digging, and every now and then they'll find one of these little precious gems and the blue crystals, and then that just stands out. I would much rather look for something precious in the midst of something that's not. What fun is it to to look for diamonds at a diamond store? I mean, or to look for rubies and precious gems at a museum. Uh, there you're comparing great to great. To me, it's great. It's awesome to be able to look for the great in the midst of the mundane. And so I have the opportunity, and many of you have the opportunity every day to be in the mundane and then to just look for the great or have the opportunity to do something great so that you can stand out and, excuse me, be that precious metal or precious gem in the midst of it all. So, have a great day. It's me and Tucker here with the fuel stop. He's just all tuckered out today. But Tucker says, this is a real dog, by the way. Could you act like a real dog, Tucker? Yeah, says you got bad breath, Daddy. Anyway, Ron from Ron's Fuel Stop, signing off.